All right, hello and welcome everyone to this session of the Business Accelerator series. This is number 8. I'm not sure what I um, labeled it. Just give me a minute to see. Okay, yeah, is your business creating the future you desire? So before I get started with a lot of things, a lot of information that I have regarding this, I'd like to ask you guys, and it's really awesome if you can sort of unmute and speak, or also have the cameras on, because then I'm able to actually pull out information from you guys, and and it just opens up so much more spaces for everyone. So that'll be really awesome if I actually even get to see all of you. Otherwise, I'm just seeing black screens and just alphabets or initials or just names, first names. So yeah, what else is possible? So before I get started, what is it, what exactly is going on for your business? And if you're looking, just look carefully at your business and see, okay, is this actually creating what the future that you desire? And if it's not, where are you stuck? So if you can give me a little insight on that, then I can take this call forward. So who would like to unmute and just speak? Hi, Rohini. Nishita, so awesome to see you. All right, so does anyone have any question? Or yeah, go ahead, Nishita.
I was reading the one of the books today, and there was something along the willingness to have money, like something around that. Like one is about receiving money and one was around having money. If you wanted to talk about.
Can you ask a proper question? Like what exactly do you want to know? And so what exactly are you facing in your business? Where do you find yourself stuck?
Like I feel like I'm still, like it is a work in progress. But I was like, when it comes to like having the money, sometimes I feel like there is a heaviness, or there is still some points of views about actually having the money show up. Like I would like it, but there's like a resistance or a conflict. Something along those lines. Like something about having the money. It's like I'm asking for it, but I'm actually willing to have it. And then there was just like a lot of things started popping up. So I said, let me just ask.
Cool. So we will address this in the call. There are a lot of stuff, lot of insights that I'll be sharing here on this call with respect to the question that you've asked. Actually, you've not really asked a question. You've just asked for an awareness. Who else? And I'll get back to you. Okay. Rohini, you're not able to speak, but you can just type in your question. So if you have a question, Bhavesh, Sonia, Santoshi, do you guys have any question? Like, where are you stuck in your business? Let me ask that. I get to facilitate you guys, I mean, there's so much awareness that will open up for things for everyone else. Okay. I have 2 new businesses, completely new in the market. Customer says price is too high. Okay, interesting. What else? Who else would like to speak up? Anybody facing any issues in your business? You'll be like, this call is supposed to be, we are supposed to just listen to what you have to say, you're not supposed to ask us questions. So everything that brought up, let's destroy and uncreate that, please. Right, wrong, good, bad, for purple, and short boys, OADs and beyonds. What I just did was use the access clearing statement to clear away the energy of whatever it is that's not working for you. You can find out more details on the accessclearingstatement.com. What we do in that is we just bring up the issue in the form of a question, and then we destroy and uncreate everything that's keeping us stuck to that, followed by the clearing statements, which caters to all possible energies, known, unknown, things that we are cognitively aware of, or things that we are subconsciously blocking, wherever we are subconsciously blocking our pathways. So it takes care of all those things and blasts it out of our universe. So it's pretty amazing and very, very potent. And before you know it, things that have been bothering you for a while just starts dissipating and going away. So yeah, that's one of the things. All right, so Shida, I'll come to you with what you asked. Actually, you'll maybe get an awareness in this call itself. So what happens is, like what most of us ask is, what should I be asking for, especially when it comes to asking for an awareness or asking questions for what is required for your business. So most people would ask, okay, what should I be asking for? Which is not really a correct question. Okay, so when you're looking for a what, it is a conclusion. Instead ask, okay, when and how and where will my future disclose itself to me? So when you start asking that, then you're not looking at fitting in with somebody or fitting in with somebody else's idea of what a business should be, or wherever you're looking at different reference points of what a particular business should look like and be like, and only then conclude and decide that, okay, cool, I am successful now because I match the energy of whoever I consider successful, right? What if you acknowledged and choose to become aware of what is required for you when you're trying to fit in with other people, or when you're trying to create a business based on this is how it has to look like? That doesn't really create. So let me give you an example. This particular call was inspired by somebody in one of the groups asking a question saying that, I really get bored. I don't know what else to do. And I know all the clearings to use. I know I'm creating, but I'm creating just because I have to create, just for the heck of it. There is no motivation there. There's nothing really that's driving. There's no driving force. And I'm just so bored, right? Now, when you're bored, means you're not asking for big enough. Okay, when you're bored is when you can create it when you want to create it. So if there is nothing really in sight for you to create, like there's no trip lined up or no classes to choose or no house to build or anything, nothing to look forward to, then you will just keep your creation less and small because it's not required. It's a very typical humanoid quality to create only when you require. So you have to start asking, okay, what um, when, how, and where will my future disclose itself to me? What is required? What do I have to be into? What am I aware of? And what is required? And then also sit down and just sit and calculate how much it takes for you to run your business and your life each month, okay? Or each year, and then just divide it by 12. So each month, how much money do you need to create? And then just add 20% more or 30% more just for the fun of it. Please add your 10% to it. Please add whatever classes you and other things and the travel that you need to choose. Just add all that. So when you have a certain amount in mind, and then when you're focused on creating that every month, then that is sort of a driving force. Okay, not because so when Nishita mentioning about having money, I'm not willing to have money, but Nishita, would you acknowledge that when you really, really want something, you create it? It shows up, right? You make it happen. Now, that money, when it's showing up, from whichever source it's showing up, that's also your creation. It's just that you are okay receiving it from that source. And then what you're doing is, because you don't want to do that, so you start judging yourself that why am I not creating it? But what if you acknowledge that you chose something and it actualized? That was also your creation.
And there are times when, of course, I mean, I'm creating it as well, but I feel like to ask for more.
Yeah. So that I just told you why, right? A typical humanoid there's no driving force.
And the second part, like you spoke of, like if you calculate every month what you require in a year and you divide it, so doesn't then the money become a motivating factor, or that's just...
So what's wrong if it's a motivating factor?
Because we always say that it's not I mean, you don't create from the money, right? You create.
But it's that willingness and a spherical awareness of choosing it minimum that much and more. So where you're not willing to settle for anything less than that amount. So that also becomes a driving force on a short-term basis. So every month it's like, okay, cool, I have these 4 weeks, I have to create this much. So that's again going to keep you motivated, right? Instead of looking at what most people do is first month they won't create, second month they won't create, and the third month they'll create equivalent to the first 2 months and the third month itself, right? No, it's just a typical humanoid way of creating. So what if you do not judge yourself for that? What if you realize that by the end of the year, you've created actually the amount you were looking to create?
So you create from the space of creating and you ask for the money to show up, and it's okay to be like, okay, this is what I would like to have every month. It's not wrong to ask for money.
It's not wrong to ask for money. How will the universe know that you want money? You have to keep on putting it out in the universe. What will it take? Show me the money now, please. Show me the money now, please. Just keep asking for it.
Even from the access point, they say that money is a byproduct of creation. Like, don't focus on that otherwise. So that's where actually I was getting.
Yeah. So do not remove your focus from money. Like when I just recently attended the Talk to the Entity CF training, right? So Shannon was like, the moment there's money in the equation where suddenly there's a little dip is what gets my attention. So I'm like, okay, cool. What's required here? What are we doing and being that's creating this? And then she just clears it all out, right? So that's the driving force for her, where she will never allow the money to become less or to dip. It'll continue going upwards. The graph is always going up. And then of course she's very particular about maintaining all everything, the record of everything, the number of people coming in for the classes, what is required, everything. She has a record of everybody, whoever's attended classes with her. So she loves seeing the graphs because that's what motivates her. So there is a pattern sometimes in the graph. So she's like, okay, if this time it's dipping a little bit, that's okay because it's just going to really zoom high later. So, that's something that keeps going. So what if you start looking at, okay, what inspires me to create? What is fun for me to create? And then look at all those times when you really, really, really wanted something. What prompted that creation? And how did you actualize it? Right? That's so every day, start asking from that space of creation, that energy of what it is to create. Okay. All right. So what else can we ask? So you can also ask, okay, if I choose this, will this expand my agenda? Not the secret agenda that you're using to limit yourself, but agenda of what is it that you're looking to create in the world, okay? Mostly we've noticed like everything in this reality is like, why are you creating that? And what are you supposed to choose? That is all designed for judgment, okay? And when you look at who you're looking to be, or the who you think is your future, is also a disaster that you're planning. Okay, just know that. So you don't have to come to a conclusion of this is what it has to look like, or not try and fit in things. Okay, because that's aiming for disaster. That's someone to create. What is fun for me? Keep talking constantly to your business, what's required, and start creating from that. Just recently, I mean, just before this call, we had some relatives at home, and I was playing a game of Ludo with them. And so I just kept telling all my, those little, I don't know what you call those, all those colorful kitties or whatever you call them. I kept talking to those. Okay, I was like, okay, you don't have to be out. What will it take for you to be safe? Okay, fine, get a number that will make you safe. So I kept talking to them, and my the relative I was playing this game with was wondering, she's like, what's wrong with you? What are you talking? How can you even talk to these things? And what if you could talk to everything? What if you acknowledge that everything has energy and has consciousness, and everything is willing to create for you? Okay, whether it's your watch, whether it's your clothes, Whether your outfits, whether it's your phone, whether it's your car, whether it's your house, everything is looking to create for you. Okay, start tapping into that and start looking at creating bigger. Now, what happens is when you're looking at how others are creating, so the future that is acceptable to someone else, but is that even enough for you? Because if it is not enough, then you will destroy whatever you're creating. That's not going to be fun for you to create, because now you're looking at creating the way others are creating and the future that they're looking to create. And because it's not fun for you, maybe it's not enough for you, so you will go into major judgment and just kill all your creations right now. So main thing is the space of judgment that you hold for yourself, each one of you, where you're judging yourself out of any sort of creation. Okay. Now, what happens is we create experience as a reality. Like, okay, this one has so much of experience. Okay. Instead of having reality as a source for the creation of living. Okay. So most of us will think, okay, experience equals something. Now, you will start your conversation with also, okay, in my experience, which actually means nothing. Okay. You're just trying to make your experience right. And what if your experience is not right? What is judgment, limitation? What is right? So basically your limitation, your experience is a validation of your limitation. Okay. It's never, ever, ever a possibility for creation of something greater. So you don't look at your experience and everything else, because that will keep you in constant judgment of this is the way things have to be done. What if there is no path as such, or no defined pathway that you need to take? What if every day, with every creation, you're just looking constantly by asking questions and choosing more and more and more and just following the likeness of whatever's showing up? What would that create? So start tapping into those spaces, because that's what starts opening up more spherical vision. Why is this word coming in again and again? Let me see if I have a clearing for this. Just give me a minute.
It's been on my mind since 2 days.
This word?
Spherical awareness.
Yeah, spherical awareness. I think I'm just.
How is it different from?
Okay. All right. I think I'll do a 13 to 30 call every day call for this. It's just showing up right now. So maybe I'll do this. I'm just giving the clearing to you guys. So what jails are you using? Wait, I won't say jails, okay? What judgments, agendas, inventions, and lies are you using to create the dominance of evil is equal to mediocrity times corruption squared, to prove that slicing and dicing and flattening of spherical awareness and reality into slivers is the only choice to maintain the dimensionality of normal, average, and real that keeps you from the judgments, the envy, and the lust that would actualize as the most successful access consciousness business or any other business in the planet, on the planet Earth, that you truly can be, do, have, create, and generate by choosing everything that is times a godzillion. Will you destroy and uncreate it all, please? Right, wrong, good and bad, but purple and short voice, ovals and beyonds. That was amazing. So when you start, basically you do not cut off your receiving in it from any way. Okay, you do not cut off your awareness. Okay, so when you're not cutting off your spherical awareness, then you have the option to receive, or you can choose to have spherical receiving. So basically, you're willing to receive from every direction, from every molecule in the world, in the universe. Okay, so wow, how does it get any better than this? Let me see if I have. So what energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be to choose spherical creations and spherical receiving? When I'm talking about spherical awareness, it's about being willing to be aware of everything in this world and acknowledging the world is your oyster. And everything that doesn't allow that times a gazillion will you destroy and uncreate it all things, right from good, bad, poor, knowledge of oysters. So I don't know who needed to hear this, but this clearing kept popping up, this spherical awareness kept showing up. So here you go. All right, cool. I think I'll create a 30 days call on this. All right, okay. Now, when you're looking at creating something greater, instead of looking to your experiences, ask, or so when you're looking at how others are creating their business and how you've created your business all these years, and if you feel that it's not really working for you, that's because somewhere you're creating a business with other people's awareness or based on other people's agendas. Like today, I was just having a conversation with my son, and he's like, I think I need to go for further studies and maybe look at doing masters or, choose something more. And what should I do? And I was like, I just told him, I said, see, if you do not choose for yourself, then the people around you will choose for you. And they might not really necessarily have anything. They'll choose based on their agendas or their secret agendas of you, right? So like as parents, it suits us to have you around. It suits us to know that, yeah, our kids are right here in front of our eyes and they are safe and they're all fine, right? But that's like looking at just putting them in a cocoon and not letting them grow. So I told him, I said, what would you like to choose? What are you aware of? What if you were creating life, what would you choose? So when you are looking at creating a business and ask, okay, what would I create if I was creating for me? So when, where, and how would I create that I would like to have as my life? So how many of you have an awareness that most of you do not really have, most of us actually, we have no idea how we would like to create our life. So if we go into the when, where, and how, then you can't go into conclusion or judgment, because here you're busy asking questions: when, where, how, what, when, where, when, and how would I create what I would like to have as my life? What would I create if I was creating for me? So when you're constantly asking these questions, then you can't get into conclusions or judgments, okay? And nor will you choose to then create based on this reality or based on a particular point of view or based on somebody else's points of view, okay? Then there'll be no basis for this reality, okay? What usually happens is you use experience, you use what has happened, you use a story as though that is the basis of this reality. Except it's not, okay? It's just a creation of limitation. So anytime you're looking for making something right, or anytime you're looking for a basis for creation of your business, you're trying to make something right, which isn't necessarily right, okay? So what you need to realize is that the mutable laws of creation can actually change everything, can change any reality, because now they're based on questions, choice, possibilities, and contributions. So when you're creating from that, being aware constantly, being present with your business constantly, you are choosing to create more from a spherical awareness, and that space opens up much more possibilities where you are not discounting any awareness, where you're willing to be aware of everything possible. And that when you're choosing to create from that space, then you're also willing to receive from everything possible. And how does it get any better than that? Okay. Now, when you're choosing to create from when, where, and how, when you're asking these questions, most of the time a different possibility shows up, okay? Instead of asking, okay, what do I need to have? What am I going to have? Or what do I need to choose? Where do I need to look? Where do I need to choose this? That's going to create, okay? Because this way, if you're just choosing to fit in everything that might not necessarily be very contributive for you. Okay, because you're now looking at choosing based on what others are choosing to create in their life. And a lot of times when you're trying to understand how are they creating their life, you also get sucked into the rabbit hole of all the insanities that are there in their world, especially when you're trying to understand people and understand their businesses, because then you realize, oh, suddenly, why am I creating a funk with money in my universe? Okay, I've done that a lot of times, especially when it comes to creating, especially with respect to money. Every time I'm trying to sort out issues or I'm facilitating somebody who has major money issues, I end up creating a funk, because I go into like, how can they actually create such a situation for themselves, and what were they thinking? And I realize now, because I'm so vested somewhere, or I would really, because they're my because they've come to me for facilitation, or because they are my class participant, I would definitely want and wish well for them, right? So I end up looking at, where are they, what is keeping them stuck? And at times that's not a fun space to be, because somewhere, most of the time, you end up getting sucked into the rabbit hole along with them. So I realize, no, you don't have to choose for people when they are not willing to choose for themselves. So you will have people coming to you who will keep on constantly cribbing about money, or who will constantly keep saying, this is not working, that is not working, I'm choosing, I'm doing whatever. No, they're not doing. They're not committed enough to creating money. So if money is not showing up, somewhere you're not committed enough. What you need to ask yourself, so truth, am I even 100% committed to creating money? If you're not, then that's one of the reasons why things are not showing up. Am I 100% committed to creating ease with money, or having ease with money? Right? That's a good question to ask. So, okay, what energy, space, and consciousness can I and my body be to be 100% committed to creating and having ease with money? And everything that doesn't allow that times a concilium. Will you destroy and uncreate it all, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, what, all choice, boys and girls. So, Nishita, are you dealing with people, or are you facilitating people who have major money issues, or who are constantly cribbing about money, or who keep saying, oh, I can't choose this class, or I can't choose that because, money issues? Because if you are, then somewhere, and if you, because you wish well for them, somewhere you start choosing for them when they are not willing to choose for themselves. You need to understand that they are creating and maintaining that. That's also a choice. Okay, not having money is also a choice, and they're choosing that. Okay, I know when you tell them on the face, they'll be like, what are you even saying? I have so much money issues, but that's also a choice. Okay.
It is also not vested, but like you said, you want the best, so you try and give them all the tools, and not realizing that you get involved in their.
Exactly. So it's basically, when I'm talking about, no, I didn't really mean by being vested in the outcome, but more from the space of, you have them in your awareness all the time, right? So if you come across an amazing insight on creation of money, or if you come across some, what do you say, like some amazing clearing which you think will contribute to them, or when you're conducting a class, if they are constantly coming in your awareness, somewhere you are choosing for them.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. So then be aware of that. So everywhere you're choosing for people who are not willing to choose the change for themselves, will you now destroy and uncreate it all? Right, from good, bad, or book, online shots, boys, programs, and beyonds. Yeah. Now, what else can you choose? So what if you could just choose to hold the space, and just hold the space for them. They will choose when they choose.
So what popped up was maybe that I'm judging me as that, or how
Yeah.
much change they are bringing when it's actually their choice.
You cannot create a change for anyone. They have to choose the change. So if people you're facilitating are not willing to choose that change, that does not sort of reflect on you. Okay, that's a choice that they're making. They are choosing a lesser small change. So that's why do you think access classes are priced the way they are? It's because they make you literally strive to be able to choose that class. And when people actually create the money and then they choose the class, they're able to receive bigger change. When they start asking for discount, which anyways in Access we don't give any discounts, but when they start asking for when they put the money issue in front of you, you'll realize, most people who will say, oh, I have this issue with money, they won't even think twice before going out and buying a designer outfit for themselves. But when it comes to paying you for the class or for your session, they will create, okay, oh, I don't have the money. So just, you have to be aware of that also. And just be interesting point of view with it and be total allowance. And yeah, what else is possible? So
I don't know if I can share, but there was a person who wanted to do a session and, like saying that my mother's passed away. And so I wanted to do a session, but I'm staying all alone and I have only so much. I don't have like the entire money to pay for it. But I finally did say no because,
I've realized over a period of time that you need to honor yourself. Okay, because it's not fun. I mean, yeah, it's just not fun. And they don't receive the change. If they're holding on to the money, they don't receive the change.
She did say that when I have the full, I can come back. So I said, sure. So I said, otherwise.
Yeah, that's a better way. So there's plenty for everyone. Don't think, oh, if I don't take on this client will go to someone else. It's okay if they go to someone else. It's okay. Be willing to let go because there's so much more that will come. And they'll also perceive the energy of whether or not they actually want that change. So if they're looking for that change, they will make a choice. And if they're just looking for free like that, they're not even asking for the change. Okay, so they'll just make you wrong. So everything that brought up, let's destroy and uncreate that, please. Right, wrong, good, bad, for financial boys and girls. So like other day I was going through some article or something where, where Gary mentioned. So, okay, he's like, what you have to do is you have to put in front of you what you'd like as your future. Okay, just put it in front of you energetically. Okay, what would you like as your life? So when Gary was talking about himself, he said, I wanted a job where I would do something that is always enjoyable and never boring. Okay, that's always fun for me. And I wanted to earn at least $100,000 a year. And I wanted to do something that was always exciting and different. And I wanted to do something that changed people's lives. And so he wanted to do something that would allow him to travel at least maybe 2 weeks out of every month. And that was the sum total of what he asked for. Okay. And he put it in front of him and he pulled energy into it from all over the universe. Everywhere. We all know the energy pulls, right? All of you who've done foundation would know. Okay. And he let little trickles of those energies go to all those who were looking for him and did not know it. Okay. So I think we'll do a little energy pull right now. And everything that felt like whatever was fun for him at that moment, he just chose that. And that's exactly how Access came into existence. Okay. So it was just a choice to have something different. It was just a choice to add all these elements in his life. These are the things he wanted, and that's what started showing up. So let's do that, all of you. Okay, just lower your barriers. Barriers are these imaginary walls that we have all around us. Just lower those barriers and expand your being. Just expand. Expand your being to fill the four corners of the room that you are in, okay, or the train that you are in. And then further, keep on expanding out further, above you and beneath you also. Just keep on expanding. Not your body, just your being, okay? Expand out into the universe and more and more and beyond, okay? And so also tap into what spherical awareness you have of everything right now, okay? And now create an energy bubble like this, like a ball in front of you. You can give it whatever color you want. Okay, I like a golden energy ball. Okay, now in that energy bubble or a ball, Put in whatever, get the energy of what you would like to create as your future, what you would like to create in your life, what will be fun for you, what are the things you're asking for, whether it's, you can add in anything, it just doesn't have to be a business, it can be your, whatever it is that will create a greater life for you. So this energy bubble can have a great relationship, okay? You can add the kind of person that you're looking, so suppose you're not married, you're looking to get a life partner, so you can add whatever qualities you would really like a person to have without any expectation, without being vested in the outcome, just what will be fun for you. So add that in this energy bubble or energy ball. And if you like a huge pretty house by the river, add that. If you want a car that's fun for you to drive, add that. Just keep on adding whatever it is that's fun for you, okay? What are you looking to create in your business? Are you looking for a lot of travel? Are you looking for bigger classes? Are you looking to really sell your products and have a lot of people be aware of your products and choose that? Just keep on adding all those things to the energy bubble, okay? And now start pulling energy from the entire universe into this energy bubble. So when I'm talking about the energy ball or energy bubble, what you have to put in, you don't have to add a car like that, but you have to put in the energy of what a luxurious car would feel like when you're driving. So put the energy of what it is that you'd like. Okay, just keep on adding things, and you can add as much as you want. And then start pulling energy from the entire universe into this energy bubble. From this energy bubble into your body and out of it. So just energetically keep on pulling energy. Okay, and keep doing it till your heart feels a little lighter. Okay, pull massive amounts of energy from the entire universe, from the whole world. Just pull energy into this energy bubble, and then from this energy bubble into your body and being and out of it. Just create that flow of energy. And then when your heart sort of lightens up, opens up, that's the time you start sending little trickles of energy back to all those people who will bring this to fruition for you. You send little trickles of energy back to all those people who are looking for you and didn't even know about it and didn't even know that you existed. So, but they're looking for a person with the energy of what it is that you are offering in the world and with your product or your business or your services, but they're not even aware of it, that you exist. Okay, so this will help them find you. Okay, and when you're ready, you can just let go. Okay, now over a period of time, over the next few days, so what you've done is you've added the things of you've added the energy of whatever it is that's fun for you. Okay, so now anything that matches the energy of that, you just go ahead and choose it. So certain pathways will open up. Sometimes you'll have a conversation with someone and that will lead to some great business ideas. You never know, you might just create a great business partner for yourself or whatever. There'll be a lot of things that will start opening up. Just choose whatever matches the energy of that lightness and fun that you're asking for. Okay, and that's how things start shifting and changing, and you end up creating things that you never ever thought anybody would ever create, right? So what else is possible with that? And this is something you should do every day, because the more you do it, you're telling the universe, I don't care how it shows up, I'm choosing this. Make this happen, universe. Make this happen. And things start showing up for you. Okay. This wasn't planned for this call, but yeah, whoever it might contribute to. Okay, you can also add money to the energy bubble. Does anyone have a question before we move? So spherical awareness is, I think I spoke about it. It's
wow, it's really, I felt so awesome. All questions were right from my heart and you answered it without asking. I think it was for me. This call was for me. I feel so. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I have just finished my 3 bars classes, and I don't know how to create a class. Everybody says like you have to create a class, you have to get the energy to, but still now I have not created that. So there is lot many questions.
So first of all, if you think that others are better than you and they'll know more, and why would someone come to me? That's first step to destroying the classes that you might be creating. Okay, so you have to first get those judgments out of the way and just say, okay, where is the class looking to be created? What will be fun for me? And if you're looking at, oh my God, if I'm creating a class, it has to be perfect. There has to be more than 10 people and there have to be 50 people and more. What if you did not put a limit or a number to it? What if it was like, when you put out a class, just ask, okay, who will this class contribute? Okay, and people will start showing up. And also when you put the class, don't keep judging yourself. Get out of self-judgment. Okay, and yeah. Also, I realized when I was starting out, I wasn't willing to be judged by a lot of people because I wasn't sure whether I was a good facilitator or not, because I never ever facilitated a class before. And initially I would keep on killing my creations because I didn't want to be judged by anybody who came to my class. I didn't want them to say, oh, you're not a good facilitator or someone else is better. And it was just my stupid point of view. But I'm sure none of you have that. But
no, I'm with you.
But yeah, so what changed was the willingness to be judged no matter what. That shifted a lot of things. It just gives you so much of freedom when you're willing to be judged. It's okay, right? It's okay. You need to realize that you're so busy judging yourself, but for the world, you're actually inspiring them by your creation, with what you're choosing. So just
I happened to introduce access to my few college mates, and they were very much excited to learn. I mean, to do this class, and somehow they are just postponing and they're not making their mind. I don't know, for money or what, I don't know, but they were like excited to took the bars also, and they were so much happy for that. But still they are not coming, they are not making their decisions.
So if you have a point of view that the bars class is expensive, then that is what you're projecting onto them.
Okay.
Just know that.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
But the thing is, whatever the price of the class was, you chose it for yourself, right? You chose that change.
Yes.
They will choose when they are ready for it. And you also need to know that most people are not willing to actually leap into that change. They will try the best, even though they're asking for it, they will try the best to stop themselves. Okay, energetically, they're stopping themselves. They'll have hazard reasons. So you go with what's fun for you. And you have to be the choosing one instead of waiting to be the chosen one. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
These are little gems from the These are little gems from the Business Done Different masterclass. All right. What else? Does anyone else have any questions? Okay. So when we're talking about having money, Nishita's left. She has a class, but maybe this might also contribute to what she had asked. Okay. So when you're willing to have more money, money shows up. It's just you have to be willing to have more. So unfortunately, most of you think the only way you're willing to have more is if you spend more. Now you have less. Okay, so you think that as soon as you have less, more will show up. Okay, that's not exactly what you want to look for. That's a structure of creating money. It's not a system. Okay, the structure in this reality is that if you create a vacuum, then when something vacates the space, in order for the space to fill up, more energy has to come into it. That doesn't create true money. Okay, you can't be that energy with money. Okay, it just creates a maintenance of what you have currently going on. Okay, and that's not fun. So how many of you are trying to be just okay and choose only mediocre for yourself? Okay, how many of you are just okay with the money you have? You never have to be okay with the money. You have to keep on asking for more. You have to keep on choosing more. Okay. No matter how much money you have, it should never be enough. So that will keep the drive going. Okay, that's when you'll constantly keep on creating more. Okay, so here's a question for you guys. So who or what are you holding on to with such intensity that if you would let go of them, would allow you to have the life you would really like to have? And everything that is times a God. So you destroy and uncreate it all. Please right, wrong, good, bad, what, all I just boys and girls. So what happens is most people don't really create their lives. Okay, they do projects as though that means that they're having a life. Okay, most people also never complete the projects that they start. They don't desire the peace and abundance or possibility. They desire the angst, the upset, and the judgment that they have of themselves. And they focus on that and keep on focusing on that. And then they keep thinking, oh my God, see, I'm so bad, I can't create money. So this is the angst, the upset, and judgment are things that you hold on to with so much vehemence and just not let go of. Okay. Now, the more aware you become, the more aware you become of the anger in the world, and the anger and sadness and grief are the most common emotions on the planet. Okay. So what happens is, and also another thing is panic. Okay, the fourth one is panic. And the majority of the world is at this moment panicking, okay, because of whatever, COVID and this and that, okay. Now, what happens is, when you are uncomfortable, whose point of view are you picking up? So you end up becoming aware of whatever's going on in the world and you start creating that as your reality. But whatever's happening in the world, what is your reality? And what are you asking for? What are you aware of? You have to focus on that. You don't have to go with, oh, this is what's going on in the world, and how can you be, so delusional? And it's not about being delusional. It's about, that's not my reality. This is what I'm choosing for myself, and I will make this happen. That's what you have to choose. Okay. Because whenever you buy a lie, most of the panic and fear and stuff is all media created. So whenever you buy a lie, it causes you to react instead of to act. Okay. So when you are in reaction to things, then you're choosing to create more from a lie, and that does not really create much. Okay. So you have to ask what part of this is true and what part of this is a lie, spoken or unspoken. So when you start asking this question, there's so much space that starts opening up. Okay. You're not looking for an answer when you're asking this. You're looking for an awareness or an energy to shift. Okay. What part of this is true and what part of this is a lie? Just ask for an awareness. And the moment you become aware, the energy of fear and panic just shifts. It just goes. Okay. And yeah, that's all that's required. You also need to recognize that more like 99% of thoughts, feelings, and emotions that you have don't really belong to you. You're just perceiving the fear and panic and the lack in the world, and you're choosing to make that yours. And a lot of times we create the lack just to fit in with the people, with the family we are living with, because we're trying to fit in with their points of view of that lack of money. So what are you aware of? What is your reality, and where do I find it? So ask, okay, what is my reality and where do I find it? So and also ask, what choices can I make today that my future self will thank me for? So when you start asking all that, there's a space of spherical awareness that opens up, and then all you have to do is start choosing greater for yourself. Okay, cool. What else? Does anyone else have any questions? Cool. I think we are done. It's already 1 hour. So I'll see you next time for another business series, Business Accelerator series. I create these once in a while. I meant to do this every week or every 2 weeks, but it's been a while since I conducted one. So I thought, let me just go ahead with this. This class is being recorded and I will put it out. It will be in my YouTube channel. And you can see it if you ever want to go through it again. And you'll also find the other Business Accelerator series that are there done. This is number 8. So there are other ones also. And yeah, and
Shruti, I can't put my video on. It was so beautiful today's class. I want to just share. I felt it was an extension of Business Done Different. And so generous. You were so generous and so beautiful.
thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for it. I really felt it was like fast track your business done. What we are doing right now.
So I have a Business Done Different class. There are 2 classes coming up this month. One is on 3rd to 5th, which is in Mumbai, and it's also available online. And then the other one is in Kolkata on 20th, 21st and 22nd. So there are 2 Business Done Different classes coming up this month. And there are other classes that are top to the entities.
Fast track your business. You want to share about that?
Fast track, yeah. I will create another call for fast track. Ujjwal, that is, I'm starting a 6-month mentorship, business mentorship that starts in September. So I'll create a separate call for that. That's fun. That's like 6 months of being with me every week.
That's
And
fun, I would say, you know.
Ujjwal is part of it. That's why she's recommending it. So thank you, Ujjwal. So thank you, guys, and I will see you soon. Hopefully in the next days. You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
And I'm just so grateful for each one of you. Thank you.